So Sony confirms a big buyout, Halo 2 and 3 coming to PlayStation 5, and Intergalactic's release date leak. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you hyped for Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet or not? We're going to be talking about it in a sec, but I'm curious if people are still interested in the game. So comment below yes or no if you're hyped for Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Sony confirms big buyout. Reading from Variety, Sony is paying more than a few peanuts to get a majority ownership of Charles M. Schultz's beloved Peanuts franchise featuring Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and more. Sony Pictures Entertainment and Sony Music Entertainment Japan announced that they entered into a definitive agreement with Canadian media company Wild Brian to indirectly acquire all of the 41% stake held by Wild Brian in Peanuts Holding LLC. Sony will pay 630 million Canadian dollars to Wild Brian for the 41% stake, or roughly 457 million USD. The closing of the transaction is subject to certain closing conditions, including regulatory approvals. As a result of the transaction, SMEJ and Sony Pictures Entertainment, together with SMEJ's existing approximately 39% stake, will indirectly own 80% of Peanuts Holdings LLC, while the members of the family of Charles M. Schultz will continue to own the remaining 20%. The ownership of rights to Peanuts and the management of its business continue to be handled by Peanuts Worldwide, a wholly owned subsidiary of Peanuts Holding LLC, with Sony taking an 80% stake. Peanuts Holding LLC, including Peanuts Worldwide, will become a consolidated subsidiary of the Sony Group. So this is an interesting takeover by Sony. I'm wondering why they made the purchase. Are they envisioning a whole new set of movies and shows focused on Charlie Brown and Snoopy and the gang, or something like that? Is that the value that they see there? I personally don't know many people or anyone at the moment that watches Charlie Brown or Snoopy related content, but I used to watch it, and sometimes I'll see it appear on Apple TV and maybe I'll check it out there. Animation is a big thing right now. Look at Zootopia 2, I believe, breaking $1 billion recently. So I can maybe see Sony seeing some value in Snoopy and Charlie, having movies and shows and stuff like that. And that could be where they make their money back. We'll see how this goes. Would be cool to also get some games from this, obviously, but let's see. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, Halo 2 and 3 coming to PlayStation 5. Reading from Twisted Voxel, Halo Studios is currently planning to remake all campaigns featured in the original Halo trilogy, according to a new rumor. According to known Halo insider and content creator Rebs Gaming, Halo Studios may be preparing to remake the full campaign experience of the original Halo trilogy, i.e. Halo Combat Evolved, which is already confirmed, Halo 2, and Halo 3. The information comes from a combination of insider reports, public clues, and direct communication with a former Halo Studios developer. The rumor first gained traction in late October, shortly after the reveal of Halo Campaign Evolved, when Twitter ex-user Leaks Infinite suggested that Halo 2 and 3 are also set to receive remakes. Rebs Gaming subsequently decided to investigate the claim himself after speaking with multiple sources, including a former Halo Studios developer bound by an NDA. He says he now believes the studio is actively planning remakes of the original trilogy. So, as the article points out, we kind of already heard something along these lines from another leaker earlier on this year, but it's nice to have somebody else kind of backing this as well. I'm looking forward to Halo 1 Remake. Halo 1 is actually the only one I haven't completed in the franchise. I actually started it with Halo 2 and then continued to the rest, obviously. 3, ODST, Reach, Halo 4, 5, and then Infinite. I think I also played one of the mobile games, Spartan Assault, I believe it was called. If they already are in talks and planning for the second and third Halo game, I would assume they have a lot of confidence with the Halo 1 remake, which I'm hopeful is the case because I really want it to be good. But you guys let me know if you're excited to play the Halo series on PlayStation 5 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet release date leak. Reading from Push Square, PlayStation Studios developer Naughty Dog has reportedly been enforcing mandatory overtime for its employees as it attempts to get its next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, back on track. This is according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, who writes that the project has missed several deadlines up until this point, and with Sony set to review the studio's progress in the near future, it's had to crunch in order to prepare a demo, which was apparently finalized this week. The article states that the developer's usual working hours should be back to some kind of normalcy after the holidays, with this period of overtime taking place between late October and now. This is all based on anonymous sources from within the company. Of course, this is bound to raise questions regarding the current state of Intergalactic, the PS5 exclusive, which is reportedly targeting a mid-2027 release, was first announced at the Game Awards 2024, and we've seen next to nothing of it since. So I kind of wish Naughty Dog would have revealed Intergalactic maybe a bit later. Like if they revealed the game early next year in 2026, then it would have, not been as far away. But I guess considering they haven't released anything new this entire generation, they might have had some pressure to announce the game, or maybe they just wanted to be more free to speak about the game, especially when hiring new people. It's just that there's been this solid formula recently with Sony. Astrobot was announced and released in the same year. Ghost of Yotei was announced a year away from launch. Sorrows was also announced a year away from launch. Wolverine, while it was teased back in 2021, it was reintroduced basically a year away from launch. Intergalactic was announced in late 2024, and a target launch in mid 2027 is a decent amount of time away. I will say though, this seems like normal Naughty Dog cadence. If you look at their releases since The Last of Us, they kind of release a game every 3 to 4 years. Last of Us launched in 2013, Uncharted 4 in 2016, with Lost Legacy in 2017, and then The Last of Us 2 in 2020. If Factions 2 Online didn't get dropped, it could have launched in 2024, and that was supposed to have its own full cinematic Last of Us story focused on a different group of characters, and then you would have Intergalactic in 2027. So every 3 to 4 years they would have continued to have a new game. I'm hoping they reuse the assets from Factions Online and make a side story for the Last of Us universe, a single player release focused on this new group of characters, with hopefully, just some copium thrown in here, hopefully a simple Factions 2 4v4 PvP added to it. They also confirmed that they have a second project that's been reportedly in the works since 2022. Naughty Dog's release schedule could be great going forward if they manage to release Intergalactic in 2027. Again, they're targeting 2027, mid-2027, so hopefully they make that and it doesn't become a launch title for the PlayStation 6. The second project would be great if that launched in 2029, maybe, and then they have whatever after that. Let's see how this goes, of course, but you guys let me know if you want more Uncharted from Naughty Dog or not. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with ready for the releases. Going forward, it looks like Sony has a bunch of games coming out. Next year, we have Sorrows, we have Wolverine, potentially this God of War 2.5D game. I would hope finally the Horizon multiplayer game. And then in 2027, we could have this Intergalactic releasing in mid-2027. Maybe Venom actually does get released in late 2027. And maybe we do get Cory Barlog's game finally, considering he's been working on that since 2019. But yeah, looking forward, they potentially have a lot of releases. But if you guys are excited for what Sony has next, destroy the comment section with ready for the releases, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now, I'll check you guys out on the next one.